Okay, yeah, so today is an interview with 45 book math author and tutor, John Yeo. So I just want to start today with a few of the conversations that I hear typically from tutors. So one of it is that tutoring is like a hustle and grind business. If I don't teach, I don't earn. Some of these things we'll start to disprove some of them as we go through the interview and then throw you some light and some insights on this. The other thing is also like tutoring is equal to like weekly classes. So other than like teaching classes, is there anything else that you can do? These are some of the things that we'll be covering later on. The other thing is also cannot take myself out of the business and I'm the product kind of thing. So a lot of tutors feel that they are stuck. Parents either want their classes or they are not like going to join at all. So we're going to cover some of the ways that has helped tutors to actually step out and then start to work on the business. So for John, here are some of the results. So we did all this without teaching regular daily classes and without having like long days of like lessons and everything. On average, we are talking about like product sales that's like 1,000 to 2,000, and there's when we do like recent launches, we are also hitting like 11,752 in a single day kind of result. So we're gonna do this interview to share some of this soon. So the real question is basically how can you work on the business and not in the business? So start to have this thought as we go through the interview. Just a quick one in case you are tuning into my webinar for the first time. So I partner over 50 plus private tutors to grow their tutoring business over the past 5 years. Generated over about 12,500 inquiries and 7.5 million worth of student fees. I'm experienced with marketing most subjects across the board. Experience with private tutors, large tutor chains, enrichment centers. My partner also does universities. And also we have done a few projects in a few countries other than Singapore as well. For Coach John, John is featured a lot in the media. So these are some of the media features. He's best known as a problem sum specialist, in particular for his positioning for PSLE Math. So John has published all these books that you see over here, more than 45 books from preschool or rather lower primary 1 all the way to primary 6 kind of levels, and we are developing like even secondary school books as well. So John has done a lot of courses, a lot of classes, and today he'll be sharing his insight with you. So let me just stop the share over here. So John, thank you very much for joining us today. Oh, I need to unmute. Oh, okay. Hang on, I need to unmute. John, are you unmuted?
Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks, Gary, for having me.
Okay. Oh, sorry, it's not the feature problem. John couldn't unmute himself until now. So sorry for that. So, okay. John, thanks so much for having us, joining us today. So, I'll just be answering, or rather asking you a couple of questions that our attendees have actually filled out, and then basically just to get your insights and to get some learning from you.
Yeah. Yes, can I do a quick check if all our friends we're all based in Singapore?
Yes, so 90% of them Singaporeans for sure. Yeah. So
wonderful. Thanks for being
here.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. So I'll just get started with the question. I think the first one is really maybe just for you to introduce yourself also, and then share some of the like kind of results you have generated, so people can get a context of the history. Yeah.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm John Yeo from Learning Out of the Box, and thanks Gary for having me. Okay, to keep my long story short, I started off as an ex-social worker by profession, and I was helping the single moms and dads. Also because I grew up in one myself. Yeah, so the reason why I started off this math niche is because many times I work with school counselors and children don't like to be seen going to counseling room. So I'm using math as a platform to engage the children using what I can do to help them. As much as we do math, we do not do math as a whole subject. We do only problem sums, and we work closely with parents and children to help them to make problem sums as easy as possible. Yeah, so Gary, this is what I do in summary.
Okay. Can you share a bit of some of the range of like services that you're offering in terms of like Because we talk about more than just weekly classes, so just to understand a bit more.
All right. Okay. For many parents who came to us, there are times that they do come for classes, but at the same time, because we have a variety of products and services, let's talk about products. For us, our whole team, for the past 8 years, we have produced over 45 math guidebooks to serve the kindergarten 2 to P6 markets. At the same time, we also have over 500 videos in our membership site, as well as other online webinars. And you know that because recently, because of the COVID and circuit breaker imposed on us in Singapore, we do have many online webinars going on. At the same time, we also have many free events, mostly online, called Facebook Lives in our tribe, in our Facebook group, to educate the parents in how to support their children at home.
Okay. So I think this links to the next point, right, which is a lot of tutors generally, I think I've spoken to a lot of tutors, you have spoken to a lot of tutors as well. They generally feel that they are kind of like stuck in tutoring, and they want to know how to kind of like graduate from like being stuck in tutoring to kind of like a tutoring kind of business owner. What would you like share about regarding this?
Yes, I would say that this is not the first time that I get this question, because I also have many friends who are tutors, and a lot of times, though they like to or they love to teach, they find themselves being very drained by the daily long days. Yeah, probably many of you felt the same way after the weekend, especially. Probably you have run lessons all the way from 9 o'clock or even 8:30 in the morning, all the way across lunch break, all the way to 6 or sometimes even 9 o'clock, and it's a very long day for you and very tiring, in fact. Yeah, so what I suggest to my friends is, first you need to know whether if you just want to teach or you aspire to be more than a tutor. What do I mean by that? Some of us are very good in teaching, and we prefer to stay in this space, and it's totally fine. Some of us teach, but we aspire to be bigger than who we are, because some of you may feel that you have a sense of purpose to reach out to the masses. Yeah. So if you want to go higher up, then that's when you need to elevate yourself to think as a business owner who owns a tutoring business. Yeah. So what do I mean by that? And what does it consist of being a business owner in the tuition space? You need to have two type of teams. One is the admin team to support your admin. Like things like worksheets, preparation of worksheets, sending the worksheets to your clients, setting the Zoom, or preparing the invoices to get paid, right? Because we still want to be paid on time. Yeah. At the same time, also to tackle complaints or feedbacks from our clients. The other one will be the teaching team, which will consist of your teachers who are out there to follow your SOP and to bring your methodology, so that the children and more kids can benefit from your philosophy. Yeah. So these are two teams that you need to start to build if you are looking at aspiring to be more than a tutor.
Okay. Thanks so much for that sharing, John. I think also one of the very common question, right, is like how do I differentiate myself from like other tutors? Because tutoring, as you know, especially in Singapore, right, is such a competitive market, and a lot of tutors think like, okay, I'm teaching math, that other person is like teaching math also. How do I really like kind of differentiate myself?
Personally, if you think about it, when a client goes to you for, let's say, primary 2 math or primary 3 math, I think one thing we can honestly ask ourselves and give a good feedback is, did this client sign up with us because of primary 2 math, or because of you? Yeah. And if you dig deeper, the real answer is not primary 2 math. It's actually it's because of you. Yeah. So I would say that then you ask yourself, why did this parent go to you instead of signing up the child in just a random math tuition center. Yeah, so this is the time that I want to go dig deeper, which is what's so special about you. Yeah, so probably the parents may have gotten a referral from their friends saying that you are very nurturing, you have a systematic approach to do math, or you make math fun for kids. Yeah, and all the children love you. Yeah, versus another tutor who may be more firm or strict in the sense, still teaching P2 math probably will make kids cry, yeah, but can deliver the results. Yeah, so parents who want results will go to the next tutor, but parents who want you because they think that you are more organized, more nurturing, they will go to you. Yeah. So what I want to say is, do not see yourself just delivering P2 math, or if someone asks you what do you do not say that, oh, I am just a math tutor or I teach P2 math. That's really boring, because there's so much greatness in you, in a sense of you know who you are and why children stay in your classes, and why do you turn up for all the lessons for your kids. Yeah. So right now, probably in your head, you can just think of two reasons why your clients go to you. What are the common positive feedback that you keep on getting every single week? It could be, oh, my child loves you because you are so encouraging as a math tutor, or my child goes to you because you are so strict on my child who is always so very restless. Yeah. Or my child goes to you because my friend said that you are good. Yeah. So I think it needs to move on beyond your head saying that, oh, I'm just a math tutor. You need to write down what are you really good about it. Probably you have a proven system who help kids who do like math to do well. Yeah. Or you have a motherly figure to all kids who hate math. Yeah. So when they see you, wow, you're so nurturing, they start to love maths on the first lesson.
Okay. I think maybe the only thing I just want to add is also often it can be found either in your unique background or like the parents that are your biggest fans. So when you interview them, you tend to find some answers there. And also when you think about okay, so one thing that is definitely unique about every tutor is your background. I don't think everyone comes from the same family background, come from the same kind of like teaching background even. So from there, there's often a lot of things you can find about your differentiation. There's also a lot of things that you can find about differentiation the moment you ask your parents. So you want to ask your market, and you want to also dig deeper into yourself to find that kind of like the X factor, or the kind of like that point about you that is so different about compared to other tutors.
Yes, can I also add in one more point, which is I think is it do not guess. Yeah, if you have say 5 to 10 clients, go and ask them. You can do a feedback form, which is like name 3 things that your child enjoyed the lesson. So this form can one go to the child and one go to the parents, and you'll be surprised that you get different feedback, even though you think that they are from the same family. I think you can also ask for like two area of improvements, because we also want to like be seen as humble, and we want to improve our services to serve our clients. Yeah. So what you can do is take a good feedback as testimonial, and to know how your clients see you, the area of improvement to better serve your clients.
Thanks, John. So the next question is also kind of like a bit linking down. Now that, or rather like for tutors who have like, they have a lot of know-how and they have a lot of teaching, right? A lot of them actually wonder like, how do I take all this and then I can package them, especially now, right? Now that COVID has happened, there's a lot of opportunities now to actually package into online courses or like online products or even like physical books that you can market and sell. And what is the process that you take to actually convert your teaching into these processes?
When I started off, a lot of times my friends ask me, will anyone buy your stuff, because there are so many free downloads in the market. And if you Google free science paper or free math paper or free anything paper, high chance within the first or second search, you will find something that's free. Yeah. So I think first of all, we got to ask ourselves, why are we doing in the first place? Okay, what helps me is you need to be very confident of your own work, which is you know that your work is unique because it comes from who you are and your experience of teaching kids. Yeah. Next is to really know that you are there to serve your own clients, and that's all. Yeah, you're not competing with everyone in the world. If you look at the stats in Singapore, I think the tuition industry, I last checked many years ago, was like is it 1.2 billion, Gary? Is it 1.2 billion dollars? I mean,
It's in billions. Yeah, correct. It's also growing in other places like US as well. So it's a global kind of thing also. Yeah.
yes, I think what is healthy as a business owner is I'm not there to take on the whole market, because if I take more than what I can swallow, something bad will happen to me. Yeah. So you are there to serve your own clients, and probably if you use your fingers to count, probably maybe between 10 to 50 if you're doing one-to-one tuition. Yeah. So let's talk about, okay, this is the mindset to start off well. Yeah. What about to convert them to assets? Yeah. Scalable assets means that assets or products or services that scale beyond you, and they are extension of who you are. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, if you look at single site or single sheets of worksheet, yeah, if you put about 10 to 15 together, which I'm sure you have, it'll become a booklet. Yeah. If you take 100 of them, it'll become a book. Then if you want to do a series like volume 1, 2, 3, different groups of 100 worksheets will become like volume 1, second group will be volume 2, third group will be volume 3 and 4 and 5. Yeah, so this is how you can actually build your assets. And you know that as educators, we know that children learn differently. Some are more visual, some are more auditory, and some are more kinesthetic. Yeah. So visual learners probably, beside working on worksheets, they also want to watch videos, because maybe you have a celebrity tutor's face. They love you, they can recognize you, they can acknowledge, they can connect with you. You want to do video showing your face. So same worksheet in paper form, upgrade to video. Some parents who may be very keen to learn first so that they can teach their children, or they just want to be informed of what their children are taught by you. So while driving, maybe they on the MP3. So your worksheet, beside going to video formats, can be converted to audio as well. Yeah, and I think that there's a lot of versatility in a sense on how you can convert just your knowledge to worksheet to video or audio. Then look at this. If you have a membership site which is just a collection of videos and audios, you can actually have multiple videos in it as well, compiled with MP3s and worksheets. Yeah. Then instead of just a standalone membership site, let's extend because I know that all of you are very gifted in your own sense, in your own rights. What about doing an online course? Yeah. So can you see how the brainstorming actually can start off from, first, you need to be open in such a way that your gift is unique. You want to share with the world. So from content to worksheet to booklet to books also, yeah, which we have 45 of them, plus videos, plus audio, compile, membership site, compile, online study course. So when everything gets into momentum, this is when you can start to feel that there's an extended version of you who's able to still teach your students. And this is when you realize that some of your time will be freed up to do greater good.
Okay. Thanks so much, John. So, by the way, for the attendees, if you have any questions as John is sharing, you can feel free to type it down first, and then we'll assign some time at the end to answer all these questions in case you have questions or certain things that you want to elaborate. So
yes, sorry, for the participants, please type in any question that you have, and I think it would be helpful for us and Gary is you can type on like you teach what age group kids, what subject, and now where you are and you want to do something but you are stuck. So we know exactly how to help you. Yeah. Because we know that now is early in the morning, probably after a long weekend, you're tired. Still you took out the time to watch us and probably you're eating your breakfast now. So thanks so much for your time. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you everyone for your time. And definitely, there's like 22 people here that make time
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Yeah. So I think the main thing I want to cover next, right? Regarding some of the products, the thing is, in the world of information overload, it's also about something called. Sorry, let me get some.
Sure.
John's question about like people can just like download for free and stuff like that, right? I think one of the things is also it's also about curation. So people know that there's a lot of information out there, but people need curated information, because if I just want to do math like worksheets, I can just do endless of them if I just download online for free, right? But am I doing the correct worksheets, and what type of worksheets am I doing? And are these like going to come out in the exam or not, kind of thing? I think these are the questions that parents has, and that's also why they kind of willing to invest in products that are proven to kind of like deliver results, or kind of they get a end goal in mind that they want to achieve, be interest in math or like results kind of thing. So that's the main thing that we also kind of try to angle our products, that it is a curation. It's not just like stacks and stacks of questions. Like I can give you 1,000 questions, but you'll never be able to finish them like before PSLE. So yeah, more about that. The other thing I think a lot of tutors are curious about, right, is also about how John built your brand. So most tutors know that John has a group of like 6,000 over like interested parents. And also like we have an email list of like coming over like 10,000 parents. And this is without like having to spam like friends or family for help, like, or trying to do like very aggressive kind of marketing. So John, would you like to share a bit more about how you managed to build your group up from scratch?
Thanks, Gary, for asking. Yes, I think this is something that many of the tutors out here can benefit from. And a lot of times when I share some things with my tutors friends, I will really want it to be the best advice for them, so that when they come back to me, they know that, hey, John, this really worked, and I can't believe that no one told me about this much earlier on. Yeah. So let's say you are talking to a friend and you want to recommend, let's say you got this, say, this nice food. Okay, I love to eat carrot cake. Yeah. So every time I'll go around to tell my friends, hey, this the market near my place serve one of the best carrot cake, and please come and eat it because it's so nice. And I'll vouch for them. It's the best carrot cake you have ever eaten. Yeah. So, what does this carrot cake have to do with running a Facebook group? If you look at every name in a Facebook group, yeah, every one of them is a parent who is interested to know and want to hear from you, and they believe that you can teach the kids, or you have good content that can change their lives. Yeah. So if you look at them as a real person, there's no way you can just throw anything that you don't like to them and say that buy or go and read up now. Because if you see them as your friend, you want them to make good use of their time. Yeah. So when I run my Facebook group, I started off with just one, like anybody else. Then I grew it to say 10 to 20. But along the journey, now we have about 6,000 plus only in Facebook group, and 7,000 plus with 8,000 plus followers in my Facebook page. Yeah. Yeah. So every single one of them, when they come, I'll try my best to talk to them, to answer them in a way that how a friend would have talked to them now, like, hey, hello, good morning, mommy or daddy. Yeah. So okay, in the past I used to run ads, yeah, but I think that it's not the best use of my money. Yeah. So what changed was I started to see them as my friends. Yeah, so I talk to them, and the parents can feel that even though it's social media, then that's when they bring in their friends. That means, and you can see that they invite their friends in. Yeah, and it's much more powerful than just running ads. I mean, of course, there are many ways to get you to start off the momentum at the start. Yeah, yeah. So how do I engage the parents is that I want to do something that is really of value to them. Yeah, I do a few things. I'm a parent of three girls, two in primary school. So I share my daily happenings on how I teach my children math and how at times, I pull out my hair. You can see that why I cut short hair, how I have more white hair. Yeah, things that they are very real to the parents. And in fact, making them feel that, hey, I'm also a human being like you. Yeah, feeling all the highs and lows. At times, I also do Facebook Lives, yeah, to share with parents how I teach a specific math problem sum, yeah. In fact, you can just do it as simply as possible. There's no need to spend do 10 runs, then you pick the best one, then you use Camtasia to edit, then do subtitle. There's no need to do that because in social media, we want to keep it real, yeah. So you can just do a short one. Let's say you are free now, later, or iPhone, capture yourself, and then you want to just talk it out, yeah. Another thing that I share is also share tips. Yeah, I love to type, so I share tips in how the parents can teach their kids. Yeah, so these are the three things that I do to engage my community on a daily basis. Ever since we started it, probably about in 2014, we started to build it. Yeah.
Okay. I think one of the common questions is also like how much time does it take to get traction, and how do you know like you are on the right track to kind of like growing
Okay,
the.
so how much time? Okay, when I started off, based on what I remember, is I think it's easy to get the first 10 or 100 within 2 to 3 days. Yeah, because if you have a client base, first you can invite them and tell them that, hey, I'm here to better serve you. Yeah, so I think you can take 2 to 3 days easily to build 100 uh, members. Yeah, and we are not looking at building to make us into a superstar like with 1 million followers. No, we are not. In fact, you just need 500 to start off with, because next thing is you look at your cap. Ask yourself honestly and really be honest about it. How many students can you help? Yeah, a week. Probably I would say that maybe 10 or 20. If you're doing group, maybe 100. So if you have a cap of say 52, 53, you are already oversubscribed. Yeah. So keep to 52. Go down to your calendar, ask yourself, how many students can I serve without being burned out? This is a very important thing because a lot of tutor friends that I have, very passionate in teaching, cannot sustain because keep on giving, taking on more, training more. Yeah. So you want to tell yourself that what is my cap in a way that I can still stay healthy, and very important question, and enjoy what I'm doing. Yeah, because many tutors like yourself are gifted in your own ways. You have the gift to teach. So I really hope that you can do this as long as you can to impact the children's lives. Yeah. So how much time do I spend a day? Probably you can spend like, let's say you do a Facebook Live, 10 minutes just to share with the parents. If you can type fast, I can do up a post like 5 minutes. Yeah, so actual time to create the content will be less than an hour. But again, because sometimes for us, we love to engage our audience because we love our work so much. I would say that sometimes in a day, I will spend up to 2 hours across the whole day just to check my Facebook group to see if there's any question that the parents post and I can answer straight away. But this depends on your comfort level. If you have less time, use less time. If you have more time, use more time. Yeah, so it's really up to you. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks so much, John. So I think a lot of that also related to that is
Okay, Gary, I can't hear you. Yeah.
Oh, you can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Sorry, I can't hear you. Is there something
Hello,
wrong
hello.
with? Okay, give. Sorry, I think there's something wrong with my speaker. Okay, is that Gary? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Sorry, it's my fault. Yeah,
Oh, no worries, no worries. Okay.
yeah. I
So
said the wrong thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
happens on Zoom a lot. Yeah. So I think one of the things is that also I think for primary school products, right, there's a lot of also competitors like offering like primary school math. Particularly there's also like a lot of books, right? And everything, there's like popular bestsellers and all that kind of thing. How do you also like set yourself aside from like in terms of like in this area?
So sounds like it's like how do we differentiate in terms of our products and services?
Correct. Like
Okay.
beyond the tutor also lah. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I think we have more and more tutors coming on board. So I want to make sure that at the end of the session, this session really benefits you, and you tell yourself that this is worth your time. Yeah. Okay. Um, Friends who are online, can you write down in a single word on a paper on your head what is so different about you? Yeah. What is so different about you? Okay, some of you may be say that, oh, actually I'm very systematic, yeah, or I am very nurturing. Okay, so let's look at systematic and nurturing. If you say that you are nurturing, how can you bring about this nurturing feeling in your product as well? Yeah. Yes, feelings can be transmitted into books in a sense of sometimes you read books, maybe you cry because it's a love story or it's a touching feeling, like how the person saved the wife, for example. Yeah. So when we read content, we do feel the writer's heart as well. Yeah. So this is the next important point is if you are nurturing and you said so yourself, how can you bring across your nurturing feeling in your content? Let's say if you do a science, okay, I'm not the expert in science here, okay, but I teach my children science. I teach my children a lot of things. Science, for example, the gap that I see as a parent is a lot of times we do not know how to teach our children. Yeah, so being the nurturing self and being who you are, how can you come up with a content that is so simple that a parents like me who do not know any science at all to be able to easily use your book and feel nurtured by you and to share with my child? Yeah, if you say that you are a very systematic person, how can you even break down the science processes and steps to smaller bite size that is easy for us parents to digest and to teach our kids? Yeah. And I'm sure that because you are out here in the tuition markets serving your clients, there must be some form of gaps that you see in the market. Yeah. If not, your clients would not have sent their kids to you. True. The clients must have seen something that is special about you. That hey, the parents are willing to put their children with you and not with anyone else. Which goes back to the feedback that you need to get from your clients. Okay. Yeah. So when it comes to content, trust yourself that you're able to come out with something that's different from the markets. Yes. At the same time, you also need to come out with things like that only your paying clients wants, because your clients are paying. They will tell you the feedback they will give you comments that what they are facing. They will share with you challenges that they have in their daily life that's frustrating. So how do you convert all this and provide a solution to them in content? And contents can be books as well, can be worksheets, can be videos, can be audio. So it's really up to you. Yeah. And of course, if you can do videos, because you are bringing up your whole self out there in front of the camera, of course, when you teach, and if you are very nurturing, the parents can feel that as well. Yeah. So I think that is why we call these products, be online or offline products, as extension of self. And this is really what I mean. It's really an extended version of you, like a clone, and they behave in the same way that you do, having the same teaching values that you have in your heart.
Got it, got it, got it. I kind of agree. I mean, the basically a book is like a written version of yourself. Just like when we do marketing, right? We also say that the website is basically you telling the parent everything when they inquire, but then you put it on the website. So it's pretty similar in a sense. A book is like a written version of yourself teaching. A video, of course, is even better because you are teaching a course and then it's just recorded into videos and all that. I think all of these are alignment to self. And then the other important is like what John mentioned. Everything has to have alignment. So you cannot be nurturing in one video and then in another video you are kind of like the results go getter kind of person. So you want to find what is that core value that you want to be aligned to, and then you create all your content from there. So there's like alignment back to people. When people keep seeing you, they keep seeing this thing, and then that's what they also remember you for in the end. Yeah.
Yes, probably I can add one more thing that may relate to our audience here. Okay, I grew up watching Hong Kong shows lah, Hong Kong shows. Yeah, and I think one of the top celebrities is like Andy Lau. Yeah, and I think I read his story in a post, as well as I also saw a reality show that got him to share his struggles in his early days. Yeah, and also in his life as well. Yeah. So though this has nothing to do with the Hong Kong shows that I'm watching, but because of what I watched and I got to better understand him, and I realized that actually he's also like me. That got me to be a bigger fan of him, which got me to, when I watch his future shows or his recent shows, it got me to like be more loyal to him, in a sense like, oh, now I know who you are, and you are so grounded, and you put so much pride in your work, and you love your family so much, just like me. Yeah. So I think when you come, the benefit of having books or products is that because you only have 24 hours a day, yeah, and we all of us have, we can't simply do a lot of things, yeah, beyond 24 hours. So if the parents got hold of your books or watch your video and they can relate to you, the next thing is they are going to follow you, and they are going to somehow um, be more interested in getting their children under your mentorship, which is your tutoring, or hear more from you. Yeah, so this is what I'm doing, what I want to share. And in fact, it's happening in our daily life already.
Thanks, John. So I think one of the questions is also like a bit more technical in that sense.
Yep.
Tutors actually want to know like do you start off with like Facebook or Instagram, or like how long do you take to reach like this many followers? And I think you kind of mentioned like since 2014. And when do you start seeing a good kind of like conversion rate, meaning they start getting your products or services and things like that from parents within the group? Yeah.
I would say that if you look around you in a Facebook group, some groups are small, some groups are very big. Some groups are as small as 10 to 20 or even 100 or 200, and they do have good results already. Yeah, so for me, I started to have my first book back in 2014. And in fact, it's a very small group of say 100 to 400. I can't remember. Yeah, but I think that because of the engagement with my group and simply almost every day or every alternate days, I'm posting something and talking to them. When I released my first book, I think got them sold out under a week. And that time I only printed like say 100 copies just to test the market because being new then I was scared. I was not sure, hey, will anyone buy my book or not? And whether when my book is out there, will people critique my group? Yeah, but what helped me was I got a message. I know that it's very important to me and my followers. That's all, my followers, and not anyone else. I just want to get my book out there, and of course, I cross finger to hoping that my books will be well received. Yeah, so thank goodness, and also being grateful, my followers actually say I want a book and I want a book, and all my paying clients whose kids were under me then also got one book. And they told and I remember one mom came out to me and said that, John, I bought this book not because of the book. I bought this book because I want to support you. I can see your love in teaching my kids, and my kids told me to buy the book to support you. So I was blown away. I was like, oh my God. I almost have tears in my eyes. Yeah. So that's actually got me to have more confidence to come up with the next book and the next book. And one important message that I want to share with you is listen to your paying clients. Yeah. Listen to your followers because they love your brand, they follow who you are, they use your teaching philosophies, and definitely they want the best for you. Yeah. So be open to the feedback that they give. And let's say two science tutors with a group of 500 followers, the books that they come out with will be different, but of course, under the science content. Yeah. For example, group A maybe more on OEQ, which is the open-ended questions. Probably they're looking for a thin booklet to get the children to read daily. So group A will be doing a booklet. Maybe group B, the tutor is more articulate, more vocal, and more expressive. And the parents may be asking, can you get a book out that is like you? And can you share a bit more on like the different key OEQ questions that will come up for PSLE? Yeah. So maybe group B will do a book of 100 pages. So take note that though two science tutors are serving the same science market, but because of two different unique teaching skills and two different groups of followers, your products will not be the same and should not be the same. Follow your followers' feedback, because once they know that you are hearing them, they will also be more interested to buy from you. Yeah, because they feel themselves heard as in you are hearing them and you want to serve them better. So this is what we are driving for.
Thanks, John. On this note, related, any thoughts on like a popular book, so following something like popular and then publishing versus publishing your own books versus like ebooks. Like, do you have any insights on this?
Okay, for ebooks, I think that going back down the memory lane, I started off ebook as well, and I was selling worksheets, just digital downloads. In fact, now I also see that people are also selling their worksheets. Like they pay upfront, then they'll email them the soft copy, yeah, with the children's name on the worksheet. Okay, yeah. So there are some ways to deal with piracy as well. Yeah, but again, if parents start to print and blanco the name, and they use cam scanner to scan and send to their friends, there's nothing you can do. Yeah. So the mindset shift for me is we look at what we can control. Yeah, because now with so many apps, you can literally just scan the whole book using a photocopier. And I think there's a technology for that. And then you can just send the whole book to your friends. Yeah, but there's another story. So I think right now, let's look at what we can control and why are we printing or creating the content in the first place is to serve our market because they are calling to us to help them. Yeah. So there can be two kinds. One is the physical book. One it can be the ebook. Yeah. If you look at international websites, some of them are selling, not giving out for free. Selling digital downloads, and they are also offering like maybe you can do like 5 downloads and that's it. So your link only allows 5 downloads. Okay. Yeah. When it comes to publishing, I think that's what some of you are asking. I do self-publishing. Why? Some people are asking, hey, so why not you put your book in those big bookstores? Okay, that one I'm not sure how it works, but I also didn't hear very good stories about them. And that's up to you to find out. The reason why I chose the self-publishing route is because I know I have followers. Yeah, and if you think about current COVID scenario right now, is those companies or businesses that thrive, those tutors that thrive and continue to be highly sought after, they have followings, and they continue to listen to their followers, and not be distracted by anybody else. So I chose the self-publishing routes is because I know that I'm here for my followers, and when I have the book out, my followers will get the book. Yeah, because they ask for the book, right? Yeah. So in fact, how does self-publishing work? Um, anyone that prints books can print your book. True. And you have to look for printers who are doing, say, small volume, like 100 to 200. Yeah. So there are a few printers in the local market that does small volume, like 100 to 200. But of course, be prepared now. Any business got risk. And right now, you are doing something that is a tuition business. You are more than a tutor. You are trying to get things out. You are trying to build your ecosystem and your products. So send them the PDF file. Get an artist to design your cover. Get the ISBN number from National Library, and then get everything ready. Then you send to the printer to print the books for them to send them to you once it's printed. Yep. So that is the sum up of the process. Create your content in document file, then put in PDF. In the meantime, get the cover out, the artwork out. Yeah. Then ISBN number. Then send it to a printer. Of course, there'll be feedback here and there. Work with them to have your first 100 books out.
Okay, so just to confirm, your preferred mode is still self-publishing versus like even an ebook and so on.
I would say that is if you have followers and you have a tribe, I would say self-publishing first, because in today's world, if you look at Amazon, there are so many self-publishers. Yeah, so I think long gone are the days for that. There's only one route, which is look for established publisher. Yeah, and right now, in fact, some of you may have amazing, powerful printers at home. And when I went to those bookstores, right, some of the books are not books that they are binded copies. And what is stopping you from printing a 100-page booklet now? Say 5 of them. Go to a nearby printing shop, because now it's still open, thank goodness. Buy them. Then before that, you can also ask your clients, I have this home study course in a book, who wants it? At 29 or 39, because it's my hard work. If you have interested parties, who follows you, and if you are able to persuade them, many of them are going to say yes. Yeah. So somehow by today you can start off your own self-publishing business in a sense.
Okay. Thanks so much, John, for sharing. So I want to leave the last segment of the time for the Q&A. Before that, I just want to do kind of like a quick sharing. So just a moment. Okay.
Okay. Can I just before you
Sure,
start,
sure.
I ask him one question. Okay. Friends, because right now I know that I'm the one who always share, and now I can only see Gary's face. Yeah. So I'm not sure how much value you're getting out of it. Can you type in a yes if you think that what I've shared is useful for you? Can you type in a yes, YES now, to give me some feedback that the content is useful for you? Type in the chat box now. Thanks, Elaine. Thanks, Andrew, for saying yes and amazing. Then Xing Yi. I can see all the yes coming in, and thanks so much for being here. Yes, I can see that Miss Rachel. Hello, Miss Rachel. She says it's very useful, and Andrew is saying very generous of you, and wow. So I think all these are going to be good sharing. Back to you, Gary.
And we'll answer more of the questions soon. So this one is I'm sharing this more for request. So a lot of tutors have asked like, is there anyone that I can find to kind of like personally guide in terms of like building their tribe and their products, in terms of like a coaching kind of consulting kind of arrangement? So John and I are actually thinking of just getting one candidate where we can help them to brand and build their tribe, do marketing campaigns for conversion, and then creating products out of your teaching materials. And the only requirement we have is definitely we want a seasoned tutor with multiple years of experience and also a proven curriculum. And also we are probably looking at a 6 months kind of commitment with an investment of about 30,000. And for any interested candidates, we can only do one because of schedule limitations. You can actually email us over here to apply for the interview process. Yep. So that's pretty much it. I want to move to the Q&A now before we run out of time. So let me just scroll through the questions. So I think, John, what I'll do is I'll just ask you some of the questions from the Q&A, and I'll add in my thoughts if there's any of them. Yeah, Ken?
Yes.
Okay. So I think first one is from Heiko, which is for the publishing of books, may I know what is the process we need to go through to produce the books and distribute to popular bookstores? So I think John kind of like answered that a bit already, right? And if there's any, probably like, John, you might want to just, any points you want to add in on this question?
Hello, Heike. Thanks for posting the questions, and the reason is because I want to thank you, yeah, for sharing. Okay, when I wouldn't say that I have any, I have lots of experience dealing with publisher, but I can share with you what I have found out. You can go to their routes only if you have good cash flow. Yeah, that means you have good amount of savings. There's no need for you to get the cash in quickly because you need to pay your bills and other expenses. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is go to publisher. Full disclaimer. This is up to you to decide. Go to publisher if you have healthy cash flow, because it's still a business. If you want to go to publisher, make sure that you find a good one that have good track record. Yeah, because I have heard nightmare stories from friends who publish their books and they didn't get paid. It's scary because probably they want you to print like 7,000 books at one go, because they may earn most from the printing. I mean, I'm not sure how it works. Yeah. So also be very careful before you sign on the dotted line, because sometimes publisher wise, and there are different publishing models, sometimes you may find yourself signing away your rights of the book, yeah, though it has your name, yeah, meaning that that book is saved by Heiko, but the rights goes to him, and there's nothing you can do with the book. Or some of them say that I need to sell 5,000 books before you can get the rights. Yeah, so it's transfer rights. So it's a very complicated thing that I don't want to go into. That's why I chose the easier self-publishing route. Create, sell to my followers, get money, and you repeat the process. Yeah.
Thanks, John. Next question is from Jill. So Jill's asking, what is your marketing procedure for your guidebooks and how long does it take to get proper traction for it? And what is a good benchmark in terms of purchases to set for yourself per month? Yeah. So 3 questions.
Great. Okay. Marketing procedure for guidebooks is okay. First of all, you need to have your clients, right? Because you need to get feedback from your clients so that you know what you're writing serve their needs and not coming up with your own content because you think so. Yeah. A lot of nightmare stories that I hear from content writers may not be in tuition niche is that they think that their audience wants this, but when they create it after 6 months, spend money on proofreading, betting, the artwork, but they push the market, no one buys, and they're stuck at home with 5,000 books, and end up they get their family members to buy 5, 10, and then they beg their friends to buy. Yeah, so this is what most people do. I always believe that you need to know what your clients wants. So get feedback from your clients, then you create a booklet first, maybe a thin book. Yeah. Then when you got it out, you just let your clients know, and then you can do a Google form or you can do a paper button. They buy, you send to them. It's as simple as that. How long does it take to get proper traction? Okay, different tutors have different amount of spare time. Yeah, some of us may be more committed in a sense, like I have kids running around the house, only 1 hour or 2 hours a night. I can get a book out probably within 2 months. Okay, of course, you want to make sure that it's proofread a few times to make sure that it's as accurate as possible. Okay, there's one friend who told me that he's very committed. He came out with a book within 7 days, and it's a 100-page book with full art work. Yeah, and colors some more. Yeah, so it depends on you. You'll see, and some of you may have more resources. Like some of you may have admin teams or admin rep or someone to help you. You may be able to utilize these resources and to help yourself to gain traction faster. Yeah. So what's a good benchmark in terms of purchases to set for yourself per month? All right. Okay, this is a question that's probably, let me see how I can answer to help you. I won't say if I am to gauge a marketing campaign, if it's successful or not, first must earn money, right? Because we have all bills to pay. I mean, let's be frank, all of us, we leave the house, we got food to buy, we have to take bus, take train, take taxi, eat some more, and the utility bills. We all have bills to pay, yeah. So your book must make money, yeah. But again, maybe the first 100 is for you to pay back yourself, like your own time. Then maybe the next 100 is for you to gain some positive ROI out of it, yeah. So I will not know an exact number, but you know that you need to know how much you're earning per book. Yeah, because if you go to a publisher, for example, you need to know your numbers very well also.
All right. Thanks for the answer, John. I think, yeah, I kind of agree with John, especially from the marketing kind of perspective, right? Number one is definitely that the book is profitable at the start. So as long as you can maintain profitability, I would say that is actually more important than the number of purchases itself. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just add one more thing. for every book that goes out, it's like your extended self, like your soldier or your sales rep. You never know which book will be able to inspire the reader with a child, and the parent will say, I really love say what Jill has written, or I really love what Hiker has written. I am going to send my kid to him or her. Yeah, and this happens a lot of times to us. That these parents say that I read your book, I love your philosophy. I stay in the West. Your center is in Ang Mo Kio. I don't care. I'll travel 2 hours every week just to send my kid to your center because I love what you're doing.
Cool. I agree. Also, I think one of the points like John mentioned, I think it's very important that both in general, I mean, unless you're targeting parent or student, if you're targeting both, right, then tend to be good for the case that both parents and the child like the book, because it's kind of like always like a two-way kind of relationship, or rather three-way if you count the tutor. So it's tutor, parent, and child. I think all these three factors are often very important, and you cannot miss out any one of them. Yep. There's a question from Bo San, which is after creating content, how do you promote them and create awareness without spending too much money? Do you have a marketing budget that you adhere to, or is it more flexible?
Hello, Posan. Thanks for your question. Remember previously I was mentioning tribe or your followers. It could be 100 or 200 or 300. Yeah, and recently we have started to build a Facebook group on to help kids in the health aspect, and we got about 200 followers within 3 days, just from friends referral. Yeah. So if you're talking about referral or getting into traction for marketing, if you do like what I'm doing is $0, of course your time is spent, so your time has value as well. Yeah. But if you're looking at doing paid campaigns, the numbers must make sense. I wouldn't have an exact budget for you, but I was asked by my mentor, who guides me in my business, is if for every $1 that you give me, I will give you $10 back. Yeah, for every $1 that you give me, I will give you $10 back. So the profit is 10 minus 1 is $9, right? So let me ask you, how many $1 do you think you will give me? How many $1 do you think you will give me? Most people will say as many as I can, because imagine for every one I get 9 back. So I will go back to my house and dig out all the $1 for you. And then I know that for every $1 bill that I give you, not a coin, yeah, I will get nine back. Yeah. So as long as you are expressing a positive ROI, most marketers will say just spend, because they will know that they will get more in return. Yeah. Again, this depends on your expertise, your skills, and you must know your whole funnel. You must know your marketing campaign inside out. Yeah. This is when you also need someone to guide you.
Thanks, John. I'll just move through some of the questions quickly because we are 5 minutes off time. So maybe we'll just do another 5 minutes to answer all the rest of the questions. So from Elaine is, as you're fronting the Facebook page, will parents who are interested register for your classes, or they request only for you to teach and not the other teachers in your center? You want to share quickly on that?
Okay, thanks, Elaine. This is when I think when you front a business, you need to be careful on that by focusing on your teaching philosophy and not who you are. Yeah, and of course, there are some things that we can share. Is when your child goes to the exam hall, your child can't bring the tutor along. The child can't bring mommy along or daddy along. The child can only be bring the proven model from teacher Elaine that works for the child along. Yeah. So when you share, right, do not share in the sense of, oh, I am the one who can do this. Only I can do this. I'm the best. Yeah. Share with your parents. So this is my philosophy, and many other of my team members and my teachers have done it, and this has also worked wonders for the students as well. So, mommy, here we have a proven model that works for children. Yeah. So talk about the model, talk about your philosophy, talk about something else and anything else beside yourself. And you have to repeat many times, because a lot of times, if you look at, even for us, when we buy things, we still want to seek the best chef, the best teacher, the best driver, the best cook. Yeah, and it's very human. Yeah. So in your marketing campaign, just be very conscious, share philosophy, share model, share what works, and not who. They will help you in the long run.
Thanks, John. So next question is from Singy. So she's an upper secondary and JC math tutor. I have about 20 students. Currently offering free math topic summaries through Telegram for O-level and A-level group, about 30 to 40 students. Will this be the correct direction if she wants to going towards selling books, or at least just her own unique content creation? How can she differentiate herself from other tutors in upper secondary and JC math in terms of content creation? Yep.
Hello, Xingyi. Thanks so much for your clear question. And I think that the fact that you're asking, you know that you're ready for growth. Yeah. So okay, let me just read again because it's a very long question. Okay. Telegram autoresponder, WhatsApp group broadcast. They are, okay, let's see them as just vehicles that can carry your message from coach or tutor or teacher Xingyi to your audience. Yeah. So it doesn't matter whether is it Telegram or WhatsApp group. Yeah. So it's up to you. If you think that it's working for you, that you can remind your audience that, hey, hi, I'm Xingyi and I'm still around. You should continue to do what works for you. And for other tutors who are listening to this, if you prefer WhatsApp group broadcasts, go ahead. Yeah, if it works for you, go ahead. Some have email broadcasts. Also, it works for you, go ahead. You have to look at them as just vehicles that help you. Okay, so how do you differentiate yourself from other tutors for upper sec and JC math? Okay, so for this kind, I'm not the expert here. Xingyi, you're the expert. If I were you to differentiate upper sec and JC math, is there a particular aspect of the math that you are super good at, that you are well known for? Okay, for example, my struggle in my earlier years in upper sec math is my A maths I won't say that it's fantastic, but it's not good enough because I'm in the best class. Yeah, so I can't catch it fast enough, and I need help from friends. So do you consider yourself as someone who can help your students who didn't do well in A maths but can understand it very fast? Yeah, likewise for JC math, because last time I take F maths as well. Yeah, so you can see how old I am. Okay, yeah. So I think it goes back to your model. What is working for you? What aspect of the math you can actually narrow down to tell yourself that, hey, I'm good in math, but I'm super good in this part of the math, and the kids who come to me will always get it done within a very short time, and they'll of course get great stuff, because eventually it's all test and exam. Yeah. So go back to your own work. What are you super good at? What is your zone of genius in this math aspect? And write down a list, circle 2 or 3 that you want to zoom into, so that should help you to move on for content creation and differentiate yourself from other people, even though it's still upper sec math and JC math. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much, John. So just like 3 more questions. They are pretty short questions.
Sure.
One of it the next one I can actually answer. So Kim is asking like, how does it go for a tuition agency, right? I think Actually, from the position of a tuition agency, right, it's even more unique in a sense because I think I don't know of any other tuition agencies releasing books for sure lah. So that can be quite a unique position. If so, it really depends. Are you looking to attract more tutors, or are you looking to attract more students? If I was looking to attract more like parents inquiries, right, then I'll probably go with if you can develop something unique about how you choose tutors, or anything specific about your expertise that you can put in the book, right? It can actually be pretty interesting. And I know a lot of parents have like trouble choosing between like a lot of tutors, so that could be very useful. If you're looking to attract like kind of more tutors, then of course you are looking at similar kind of arrangement in terms of like how to get matched to the right student kind of thing. So think about it in terms of what is their pain point, what is the common pain point that tutors have or parents have, and what kind of content or material you can create in relation to that. Yeah. So that's for the Kim's question. For Posa's question is more of like design consideration for the book cover. Like, uh, so he's asking like serious or funny or comical. Is it like, John, do you have any like design considerations?
This will be based on understanding of who you are. If your students have always come to you and say, hey, I always love your joke, or they always laugh at your joke, so you know that you are a person who is funny or fun loving, and so if you want to have an extended version of yourself, it should be more on the light-hearted side. So your book should have something like that is saying that it's fun. Yeah. If you are someone who, like, for example, maybe a professor or doctor, yeah, or you call yourself a genius, then your design must be some form of like a witty kind of feeling, or serious stuff, like maybe for math, maybe many formulas, or science got many different concepts, or very arty way of presenting the serious side of you. Yeah. So I think it goes back to who you want people to know you for. And some of them may have just a plain book. Yeah. And they want to keep it light as well, and maybe also uh more affordable. So it goes back to what you want to do. But work with the artists closely if you can.
Thanks, John. Okay, one last question from Jill. So, you mentioned that your books were sold within a week. Was this through parents on the Facebook group? What are some of the ways to have similar results without a big following? John, you want to answer that? Actually, quite related, lah. I mean, the recent book release. I can also answer a bit. Yeah, but maybe John, you have any thoughts on it first?
Okay, sure. Maybe I share a bit what happened during the launch, and then Gary can top up with the rest lah, and see what I miss out.
Yep.
Okay. When I do a launch, of course you have to follow a launch sequence. Just like, for example, let's say, okay, and I'm a big fan of Avengers. Yeah. So when I first watch the news, they say Avenger is coming out. I will wait. Yeah. Then they'll say what day. I will block off the time and the date so that I'm free on a day to be the first person to watch it. Yeah. Then when the day nears and they say, oh, you can buy now. You can buy now and pre-order. I will be the first one to go and buy and pay for my family to watch together. Then when the day comes, they sell popcorns lah, they sell drinks lah, all with the Avengers cups and the popcorn box. I will get it also. Then after that, got other things. Yeah. So it's the same thing as a launch sequence of any products that you are going to sell, be it cups or tickets or books. Always let your followers know that it's coming, so your parents will know that you heard them and you take their feedback seriously, and you're coming out with a book to help them. Yeah. Then before the book is out, you can do a pre-order if you want. So maybe those who get it first, you can buy at a lower price. It's up to you. Yeah. Then maybe 3 days to the launch date, you just tell them like 3 days, 2 days, and 1 day. And then on that day, you can run. Then from the first day of releasing the book, you can do a 3 to 5 days launch to your tribe. Yeah. So our books are, okay, I think we sold about around 500 books in 5 days. to our followers as well as parents who know us, because we have a very huge following. But does that mean that if you do not have following, you can't do? I don't think so, because I believe that every single one of you here has a following. It's just a size. But again, is it the size that matter? No, it's a quality engagement. Some of you may have clients who are big fan of yours, and they'll buy every single thing that you have, or they also have their own network, right? So what I'm trying to say here is, do not be bothered about the size that you have, because I think that's something that most people are worried. Look at your quality of the relationship that you have with your tribe. Some of you may have 10 or 20, but if every one of you buy 2 books, you can sell 80. Yeah, or if half buy but they tell their friends, maybe more will come. So it's really up to you how you plan your own campaign out. Of course, before we say all this, get your book out, because with that book, then you can play around with the different ways to market by leveraging on who you are, what you're good at, and your immediate resources.
Thanks, John. Yeah, I think John has covered pretty much all of it. I think the only other thing I want to mention is probably in terms of book launch, I think there's a lot of excitement component that has to be in place. So people must be excited, and people must know that, okay, if they are not the first to grab it, then there might not be like future reprints and things like that. So what you want to do is, like, of course, the book itself, the idea is also great. So we have also had like different book launches, and they have like different results, and this one is like particularly well. So if you can kind of like test the idea, you know that this is a topic that people like, and more importantly, you know for sure that they're willing to invest money for, then of course you are closer to knowing that your idea will work for sure. Yeah. So I think we are about 18 minutes beyond. So thank you so much for staying all the way here. Hope that all this entire webinar has been useful for you, as always. And feel free to ask us any questions over email, and then try to answer some of them for you. And thank you so much, John, for sharing your knowledge with us. And hopefully, maybe if there's any more interest, we can do another topic on this again, a similar topic. Yep.
Thanks, Gary, for your time as well, and thanks to all the friends who are still staying back, because I know that many of you actually drop off because of your commitment. But again, if you're still hearing us right now, I want to tell you I'm very grateful for your time and being able to be here, so that we have this opportunity to share. And for my side, to end off is before I pass on to Gary, is you have to remember, every one of you has a gift of to teach. That's why you're a tutor, right? Or you chose this route to inspire the kids. Yeah. So do not keep this gift of yours to yourself, as in, or within your instant network. You have so much to share, and use things like books, videos, other assets to scale your message beyond who you are, so that you can inspire more people and help more people. Because you will never know who is next to come back to you, say, hey, I heard this from you, or I read a book and it transformed my life, because suddenly I can see the topic that you're teaching us so easy. You really changed my life. Thanks so much, teacher. This is what we want for all the tutors out there, to continue to inspire the children and your students. So all the best, yeah. Take care.
Thanks so much for sharing, John. So I think we'll be ending off here. Do feel free to stay in touch. You can also follow Learning Out of the Box if you want, and you can just keep track of what stuff John is doing, and stuff like that. And thank you all so much. We'll see you at the next webinar. Bye bye.